Есть мы и будем. Наша служба трудна изначально. Надо знать, что желает начальник. Угадать, согласиться, не спорить. И карьеры своей не испортить.
Чтобы сдвинулась с места бумага, тут и гибкость нужна, и отвага. Свою подпись поставить Эльвизу,
все равно, что пройти по карнизу. Нас не бьют за отказы, запреты. Мы как в танках в своих кабинетах. Мы сгораем, когда разрешают, и поэтому все запрещаем. Нет прочнее бумажной постройки, не страшны ей ветра перестройки. Мы бойцы, мы службисты, солдаты колоссальнейшего аппарата. Мы бумажные, важные люди.
Мы люди.
Мы и были, и есть, мы и будем.
Мы будем.
Мы не сеем, не пашем, не строим. Мы гордимся общественным строем.
One of the most interesting idiomatic expressions left us from the Soviet period is the so-called telephone rights. When people get whatever they need, not through legally established rules or procedures, but through telephone calls to the right people in the right places. This episode from the film Dog's Heart shows that telephone rights existed very early, during the birth of the Soviet state. In this adaptation of Mikhail Bulgakov's classic Heart of a Dog, the events unfold just after the 1917 revolution. A group of people representing the new power, dictatorship of the proletariat, comes to the apartment of a famous doctor and requests that he give up some part of his apartment for other proletarians. The professor can retain his right to his apartment only by the means of a telephone call to his patient, a very high-ranked functionary.
We are here to see you, Professor, and this is why. Who is this we? We, the new housing committee of our house. I am Shvander. She is Comrade Vyazmenskaya, Comrade Pistruhin, and Comrade Zharovkin. So that's you who have been assigned to Fyodor Pavlovich Sablin's apartment. Yes, it's us. Oh Lord, this is the end. I wonder what will happen to the central heating. Are you jeering, Professor? Of course not. So what's the question you are here for? Please say it promptly. It is my dinner time. We are here for this problem, Professor. The housing committee of our home came to you after the general meeting of the residents of our house, where the issue dominating the agenda was condensing of the apartments of the house. What was dominating? Where? Please try to express your thoughts in a clearer fashion. The dominating issue was about condensing. Do you know that according to the April 12, 1924 resolution, I am freed of any kind of condensing? Yes, we know. But the meeting of the residents of our house, considering your question, decided that generally and as a whole, you occupy too much space. Absolutely too much. You alone live in 7 rooms. I live and work in 7 rooms. I would also like to have the 8th. It is necessary for my library. The 8th? What a quest. This is indescribable. Excuse me, Professor, but the general meeting of our house asked you voluntarily, in a manner of working with discipline, to give up your dining room. Nobody in Moscow has a dining room. Even Isadora Duncan. We also want the examination room. By the way, the examination room can be combined with the study room. Absolutely. And where am I going to have my meals? In the bedroom. Well, maybe Isadora Duncan is doing exactly as you say. Maybe she's having a dinner in her study room and dissects rabbits in the bathroom. Maybe. But I am not Isadora Duncan. I will dine in the dining room and perform operations in the surgical room. Please tell this to your general meeting, and let me have my meals where all the normal people do, not in the children's room or in the hall. In that case, Professor, considering your persevering resistance, we have to complain to higher authorities. 1 minute, please. I ask you to wait. May I speak to Pyotr Alexandrovich, please? This is Preobrazhensky. Pyotr Alexandrovich, I am very glad that I reached you. Thank you, I'm healthy. Pyotr Alexandrovich, your surgery is being postponed, as all the others. I am halting my work in Moscow, and generally in Russia. 4 people just entered my apartment, among them a woman who's dressed like a man, and 2 men armed with revolvers, and terrorized me. I beg your pardon, Professor? In such conditions, I not only cannot, but even don't have a right to work. Therefore, I end my activities, close down my apartment, and am heading for Sochi. I can hand the keys to Schwander. Let him perform surgeries. Yes, but with one condition. I don't know how you do it, what you do, when you do, but I want such a document that will keep Schwander or anybody else far away from my door. An ultimate paper, an actual paper, a real one, an armor, so that nobody will even remember about me. Hand over the telephone to Schwander. Be so kind, they want to speak to you. Yes, I'm listening. The chairman of the House Committee, Schwander. But we were acting according to the rules. Yes. The professor already had an exceptional status. We know about his works. We wanted 5 whole rooms to leave him. This is a shame. If there was a discussion, I would have proved to Pyotr Alexandrovich, I'm sorry, do you want to start the discussion immediately? I understand your irony, Professor, but as the chief of cultural programming of our house... The chief? The chief. I suggest you buy several magazines for the fund of the children of Germany for 2 quarters each. No, I will not take them. But why are you refusing? I don't want to. Don't you have a compassion for the children of Germany? I have. I can't spare 2 quarters? No. In that case, why not? I don't want to. You know, Professor, if you weren't a European luminary and weren't supported in a very annoying way, you should have been arrested. For what? Because you don't like the proletariat. Yes, I don't like the proletariat. Zina, darling, please serve the dinner. Would you permit us, gentlemen?
Telephone right, or the modification of it, worked throughout the history of Soviet Union in all kinds of circumstances, with all types of agencies. The following episode shows that it was exercised also in quasi-independent organizations such as unions of creative artists. The film The Hat, which is an adaptation of a classic satirical novel, by a famous dissident author Vladimir Voinovich, studies the social implications of administrative distribution of goods and services. The state-supported writers' union decides to distribute hat to its members.